Hi everyone, this is Aruna Arichami, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, SNS College of Technology. In my lecture series today, we're going to see about the MongoDB in detail, along with the few operations in the MongoDB. So in my previous video, we discussed the basic introduction of the MongoDB, along with the definition, examples and all we have seen. Today, we're going to see about the what is the thing over here, what is how it can be used in the CURD operation and all that we're going to see it over here. So what do you mean by database collection and document? So this is a database. It can contain the more collection of datas. A collection can contain the different types of documents. Document is nothing but the object can have the pair list or array or a nested documents. So this could be call it as the MongoDB database. It will have a database collections in the documents only. We can call it as a objects. So it will be like this only. The previous case I said it, no, this will be like this only. So how we can insert the data over here means db dot student is my collection name, insert is my keyword for inserting the objects inside the particular database. So this is the how it can be contained. So this is the collection of student database with 3 documents. So these three things only we can call it as a document. Here query is a static, but data is a dynamic one. So always here your data can be stored in the binary data, that it will have a grid fs. Through that we're going to store the data into a binary data. How much the data we can able to store means up to 4 MB of data we can able to store. Here we can able to store the profile picture, small audio, video, every files we can able to store it over here. And also we can able to store some movie clips because our storage is only 4 MB. So based on inside that thing, this can be used over here. And also it will support the metadata. What do you mean by metadata is data about the data. That is nothing but along with the context information in the collection. So that can be called it as a files. So here your files can be converted into a chunks. So through chunks only we can able to store it inside the collection. That is breaking the data into a small pieces only we can call it as a chunks. That particular storing that particular chunks in the collections. So the collection can contain the multiple documents. So initially I said that it will have the replication. So what do you mean by replication means? So we have to increase or we have to provide the data availability and redundancy. For that only we are going for a replication. So here you are having a primary data. So primary data, if I want to replicate that thing, I can go for the copy of that particular database together. So this could not be possible in our SQL, but here for SQL also possible by giving the writing the query itself we can able to do it, but here we can able to replicate the particular database at how much level we can need it. So through that we can able to read the data and also we can able to write the data along with the drivers. So this is a replication. See here. So here primary, secondary, through primary we can able to replicate each other. So this can be defaultly present over here. So here you are having the primary data. This is the new primary elected data. So this could not be possible over here because already it will have our through primary only we can able to create a secondary. Through secondary we cannot able to create the secondary one. So only through the primary I can able to create, but here I can able to create. This will be acted as a primary, then we can able to recruit it. So but this could not be possible in the replication process. The another one is the sharding. Sharding, why we are using is for distributing the data, that only we are using the sharding part, because here if I have a 1 dp of data storage, that can be shared for the different collection. So it can be divided into 4 equal parts. Based on the equally, it can be shared to the another thing. So through that, why we are using a sharding part is mainly it can be used for the very large database sets. And also why we are using this thing means for improving the throughput operation only, we are using the sharding part. And also in our the thing, sharding is the handle in the subset of our original data. Here you are having a mongoose. Mongoose is the another shell that can be incorporated over here, that can be acted as a query router for the shading. And also we have to configure the server. So through the server only our meta information and configuration details can be used in the cluster path. So this is the how it can be stored. It can be arranged over here. So here it is an application driver. You're having a query router. Through that, based on the shading, so your data can be replicated each other. This is the configuration server. So initially I said that this is the difference between the RDBMS and the MongoDB, that is the SQL and NoSQL. The server also we are having a different thing. In our MongoDB, MongoD can be say it as a server. Mongo can be called it as a client. A single machine can be acted as a server and client. But here your Oracle is, this is could be also Oracle, and also SQL Plus can be used for the client machine. So what is the main features of MongoDB means it is a document oriented and also it is a fully indexed support. It is a high percentage of availability and also it can be supported the replication, that is we can able to replicate our data, and also sharding is the automatic, and also we can able to perform the aggregate function, and also it can be used in various APIs like JavaScript, Python, Perl, Java, JavaScript, C++, Haskell and Perl. These are the things, but it is a community edition. Everything we can able to download it only from the Mongo community edition. Thank you for watching my video. In next series, I going to detailedly explain about the further concept of the MongoDB.